The moment you decide that your life will no longer be controlled by chance, excuses, or circumstances is the moment everything begins to change. Every great achievement in history started with one simple decision. A person looked at their current reality and refused to accept that it was the final chapter. They chose to believe that a better future was possible, and then they committed themselves to creating it. The truth is that success is never an accident. It is never reserved for a lucky few. It is never determined by where you were born, the family you came from, or the mistakes you've made. Success is the predictable result of following proven principles consistently over time. The greatest performers in every profession understand that goals are not wishes. They are not dreams that magically become reality. Goals are destinations, and every destination requires a map. Many people spend their entire lives hoping things will improve. They hope for better opportunities, better finances, better relationships, and better health. Hope is important because it keeps the spirit alive, but hope without action changes nothing. The bridge between where you are today and where you want to be tomorrow is built with disciplined action. Imagine setting out on a journey without knowing where you're going. You drive for hours, spending fuel, time, and energy, but eventually you realize you've been moving without making progress. That is exactly how millions of people live. They're busy every day, yet they're not getting closer to the life they truly desire because they haven't decided exactly where they want to go. The people who accomplish extraordinary things are not necessarily smarter. They simply become more intentional. They know what they want. They know why they want it. They know what they must do each day to move closer to it. There are 7 powerful steps that can transform any dream into an achievable reality. These steps have been followed by entrepreneurs who built billion-dollar companies, athletes who became champions, artists who mastered their craft, and ordinary individuals who achieved extraordinary lives. They are simple enough for anyone to understand, but powerful enough to change everything. The first step is absolute clarity. You must decide exactly what you want. This sounds obvious, but it is astonishing how few people ever do it. Ask 10 people what they want from life, and most will answer with vague statements. They say they want to be happy, they want more money, they want success. But these are not goals. These are general desires. Clarity means defining your destination in precise detail. If your goal is financial freedom, what does that actually mean? How much income do you want to earn? By what date? Through what kind of work? If your goal is better health, what weight do you want to reach? What level of fitness do you want to achieve? What habits will define your new lifestyle? The mind works like a navigation system. It cannot guide you toward a destination that has not been programmed into it. The clearer your vision becomes, the more your subconscious mind begins searching for opportunities, solutions, and ideas that align with your objective. Successful people spend time thinking deeply about their future. They don't drift through life. They design it. They understand that every decision either moves them closer to their goal or farther away from it. Take time to visualize your ideal future. See yourself already living it. Imagine the conversations you'll have, the confidence you'll feel, the impact you'll make, and the freedom you'll enjoy. The clearer the picture becomes, the stronger your motivation grows. The second step is writing your goal down. This single habit separates high achievers from average performers more often than people realize. A goal that exists only in your mind is nothing more than a passing thought. The moment you write it on paper, it becomes tangible, it becomes a commitment. Writing activates your mind in a different way. It forces precision, it strengthens focus, it creates accountability. More importantly, it sends a powerful message to yourself that this goal matters. Every morning, rewrite your major goals. Don't simply read them, write them again. As you do, your priorities become clearer. Your mind begins filtering distractions automatically because it knows what is important. Many successful individuals have shared stories about carrying written goals in their wallets, notebooks, or on their phones. Throughout the day, they review them repeatedly. Why? Because repetition creates belief. Belief creates action. Action creates results. The third step is identifying your reasons. Your why is always more powerful than your how. When your reasons are weak, obstacles appear overwhelming. When your reasons are compelling, obstacles become temporary inconveniences. Ask yourself why this goal truly matters. Is it to provide a better life for your family? Is it to gain financial independence? Is it to become a positive example for your children? Is it to prove to yourself that you're capable of greatness? Emotion fuels persistence. Logic helps you make decisions, but emotion determines whether you'll keep going when life becomes difficult. Every meaningful goal will test your commitment. There will be days when motivation disappears. There will be setbacks you never expected. There will be moments when quitting seems easier than continuing. During those moments, your reasons become your source of strength. Never underestimate the power of purpose. A person with a meaningful purpose can endure challenges that would cause others to surrender. The fourth step is creating a detailed plan. Dreams without plans remain fantasies. Every major achievement is built upon organized action. Many people avoid planning because they believe they don't know enough. But here's an important truth. You don't need the entire plan before you begin. You only need the first step. Think of climbing a mountain. From the bottom, you cannot see every turn in the trail. You simply begin climbing. As you move upward, the next section becomes visible. Progress creates clarity. Break your goal into manageable pieces. What must happen this month? This week? Today? What skills must you develop? What books should you read? What mentors can guide you? What habits must you eliminate? What new disciplines must you establish? Large goals often seem intimidating because people focus on the entire distance instead of the next step. But every skyscraper was built one floor at a time. Every best-selling book was written one page at a time. Every marathon is completed one step at a time. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in achievement. Small victories create confidence. Confidence creates greater action. Greater action produces larger victories. The fifth step is taking immediate action. Nothing changes until you move. Knowledge without action has no value. Inspiration without execution fades quickly. One of the greatest enemies of success is waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. Conditions will never be ideal. You will never feel completely ready. Successful people understand that action creates confidence. They don't wait until they feel fearless before beginning. They begin, and courage develops along the way. Every day, ask yourself one question. What is the most important thing I can do today that will move me closer to my goal? Not 5 things, not 20 things, just one. Then do that task first. This habit transforms productivity because it eliminates confusion. Instead of reacting to whatever demands your attention, you deliberately choose what deserves your attention. Remember that consistency beats intensity. Extraordinary success is rarely the result of one dramatic effort. It is the result of thousands of ordinary actions performed consistently over months and years. A single workout won't transform your body. A single sales call won't build a thriving business. A single day of studying won't earn a degree. But repeated daily effort eventually produces results so remarkable that they appear miraculous to those who only see the outcome. The sixth step is developing resilience. Every worthwhile goal comes with obstacles. Failure is not evidence that you should stop. It is evidence that you're attempting something meaningful. Look at the lives of history's greatest achievers. They experienced rejection, criticism, disappointment, financial hardship, and countless failures. Yet they refused to let temporary defeat become permanent surrender. Every setback contains a lesson. Every mistake provides information. Every obstacle develops strength. Imagine learning to ride a bicycle. Falling is not proof that you cannot ride. Falling is part of learning to balance. The same principle applies to every significant achievement. When something doesn't work, ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? That question transforms failure into education. Successful people don't fear mistakes. They fear remaining the same. Resilience also requires controlling your inner dialogue. The conversation you have with yourself determines your emotional state. When challenges arise, avoid saying, "Why does this always happen to me?" Instead ask, "What is this situation teaching me?" Instead of saying, "I can't," ask, "How can I?" Instead of saying, "It's impossible," ask, "What would make it possible?" The quality of your questions determines the quality of your thinking. Guard your mind carefully. Refuse to feed it with negativity, doubt, or constant criticism. Surround yourself with people who inspire growth instead of encouraging excuses. Read books that expand your thinking. Listen to educational content during your commute. Spend time with individuals who challenge you to become better. Your environment shapes your expectations. If everyone around you believes mediocrity is acceptable, greatness begins to feel unrealistic. But when you're surrounded by ambitious, disciplined, optimistic individuals, excellence becomes normal. The seventh step is refusing to quit until the goal is achieved. Persistence is the final ingredient that multiplies the power of every other step. Many people begin with excitement, but disappear when progress becomes slow. They mistake delay for failure. They assume that because results haven't appeared immediately, their efforts are wasted. Nature teaches a different lesson. A farmer plants seeds and then waits patiently while continuing to water the soil. Imagine planting a seed today and digging it up tomorrow because nothing has appeared. That would destroy the very growth you hope to see. Success often develops beneath the surface long before visible results appear. Skills are improving, character is strengthening, knowledge is expanding, relationships are forming, opportunities are approaching. Even when you cannot see progress, progress may still be happening. There is often a remarkable moment in every success story when years of invisible preparation suddenly become visible achievement. To outsiders, it appears overnight. To the individual who lived the journey, it was the result of thousands of unseen decisions. Despinant means continuing after enthusiasm fades. Despinant means working when nobody applauds. Persistence means believing in your vision before anyone else believes in it. To but for Spence means showing up again after disappointment. Every champion eventually reaches a point where quitting seems reasonable. The difference is that they continue anyway. Remember that every goal you achieve changes more than your circumstances. It changes your identity. When you complete one meaningful goal, you prove something powerful to yourself. You prove that discipline is stronger than comfort. You prove that action defeats fear. You prove that consistency overcomes talent. Most importantly, you prove that you are capable of becoming far more than you once believed. That confidence carries into every future challenge. As you pursue your goals, celebrate progress without becoming satisfied by it. Gratitude and ambition can exist together. Appreciate how far you've come while remaining excited about how far you can still go. Never compare your journey to someone else's timeline. Every person has different experiences, different starting points, and different opportunities. Your only meaningful comparison is between who you are today and who you were yesterday. Continue learning. Continue improving. Continue stretching beyond your comfort zone. The person you become while pursuing your goals is ultimately more valuable than the goal itself. Money can be lost and earned again. Titles can change. Circumstances can shift. But the discipline, confidence, wisdom, and resilience you develop remain with you forever. Every sunrise gives you another opportunity to move one step closer to your dreams. Every decision you make either strengthens your future or weakens it. Choose wisely. Choose intentionally. Choose consistently. Your future is not being created someday. It is being created today by the thoughts you think, the habits you practice, the standards you uphold, and the actions you take when nobody is watching. The 7 steps are simple, but they demand commitment. Gain absolute clarity about what you want. Write your goals down until they become part of your identity. Build powerful reasons that fuel relentless determination. Create a practical plan that transforms dreams into daily actions. Take immediate and consistent action without waiting for perfect conditions. Develop resilience by learning from every setback instead of surrendering to it. Finally, persist with unwavering determination until success is no longer a possibility, but an accomplished fact. These principles have transformed ordinary people into extraordinary achievers across every generation, and they remain just as powerful today. The question is not whether these steps work. The question is whether you will commit yourself fully enough to make them work for you. The remarkable thing about achievement is that every level of success introduces you to a new version of yourself. The person capable of accomplishing small goals is not the same person capable of leading a company, inspiring thousands of people, building wealth, or changing an entire community. Every goal demands growth before it offers rewards. That is why the journey matters as much as the destination. Every challenge stretches your thinking. Every obstacle strengthens your character. Every difficult decision develops your leadership. Long before your circumstances improve, you begin to improve, and that internal transformation is what eventually creates lasting external success. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing that success will eliminate problems. It won't. Success simply gives you better problems to solve. A person struggling to find work has one set of challenges. A business owner managing hundreds of employees has another. A professional trying to earn their first promotion has one level of responsibility. A leader responsible for an entire organization has another. Life never becomes problem-free. It simply gives greater opportunities to those who have proven capable of handling greater responsibility. That realization should encourage you rather than discourage you. If you are facing difficulties today, it does not mean you are on the wrong path. It may simply mean you are growing into the person your future requires. Pressure is not always punishment. Sometimes it is preparation. Think about a diamond. Before it becomes one of the most valuable stones on earth, it spends years under extraordinary pressure. Without that pressure, it remains ordinary carbon. The same principle applies to human potential. Challenges reveal strengths you never knew existed. They force you to become resourceful, patient, disciplined, and courageous. There will be moments when your progress feels painfully slow. You will work for weeks without seeing measurable improvement. You will invest countless hours learning new skills while wondering whether any of it is making a difference. During those seasons, remember that growth is often invisible before it becomes obvious. Consider how a tree grows. For years, its roots spread beneath the surface where nobody can admire them. Yet those hidden roots determine how tall the tree will eventually stand. If the roots remain weak, the first storm will destroy it. Your daily habits are your roots. Your discipline is your root system. Your commitment to learning, your willingness to sacrifice temporary comfort, your consistency when no one is watching. These are the unseen foundations supporting every future success. Never become discouraged because your efforts are invisible. The strongest foundations are always hidden. Another powerful principle is understanding the value of time. Every person receives the same 24 hours each day. The difference is not the amount of time available, but how wisely it is invested. Successful individuals understand that time is more valuable than money. Money lost can often be earned again. Time spent can never be recovered. Every hour wasted is an opportunity permanently gone. This realization changes how you approach each day. Imagine receiving a bank account every morning containing $86,400 with the rule that whatever remains unused disappears at midnight. You would carefully invest every dollar because you know it cannot be saved for tomorrow. In reality, each day gives you 86,400 seconds. Once they pass, they are gone forever. How you spend those seconds determines your future. Some people spend them complaining. Others spend them learning. Some spend them making excuses. Others spend them building opportunities. Some spend them waiting. Some spend them waiting. Others spend them creating. Time does not discriminate. It rewards those who respect it. Begin asking yourself difficult questions. Is what you're doing right now moving you toward your goal? If someone observed your daily routine without hearing your dreams, would they be able to predict the future you claim to want? Your habits tell the truth about your priorities. Many people say they want success, yet their daily actions reveal a different objective. They say they want financial freedom but spend impulsively. They say they want better health but neglect exercise and nutrition. They say they want meaningful relationships but never make time for the people they love. Your future is shaped less by what you say and more by what you repeatedly do. Habits are incredibly powerful because they automate your behavior. At first, you control your habits. Eventually, your habits begin controlling you. That's why successful people deliberately create routines that make positive behavior almost automatic. Imagine improving by just 1% each day. That improvement seems insignificant. Most people wouldn't even notice it. But small improvements accumulate. Week after week, month after month, year after year, those tiny gains become extraordinary advantages. Likewise, small negative habits seem harmless until they accumulate into serious consequences. Missing one workout seems insignificant. Reading one less chapter doesn't appear important. Delaying one important task feels harmless. But repeated consistently, these seemingly minor choices gradually shape an entirely different life. Never underestimate the power of small decisions. Great lives are built from ordinary choices repeated consistently. Another essential principle is taking complete responsibility for your life. Responsibility is one of the most empowering words in the language because it places control back into your hands. Many people spend years blaming their circumstances. They blame their upbringing, the economy, their education, their employer, their competitors, or simple bad luck. Blame may provide temporary emotional comfort, but it never creates lasting improvement. The moment you accept complete responsibility, you regain your power. Responsibility does not mean everything that happened to you was your fault. Life is often unfair. People experience disappointments they did not deserve. Unexpected hardships occur. Doors close without explanation. But while you cannot always control what happens, you can always control your response. That response determines your future. Every challenge presents two choices. You can become bitter or you can become better. You can allow adversity to define you or you can allow it to develop you. History repeatedly demonstrates that many remarkable achievements emerged from difficult beginnings. Individuals who experienced rejection became exceptional leaders. Those who endured poverty built great wealth. Those who faced repeated failure eventually transformed entire industries. Their secret was not avoiding hardship. Their secret was refusing to surrender their responsibility. One characteristic shared by outstanding achievers is curiosity. They remain lifelong students regardless of their accomplishments. The moment someone believes they know everything, growth stops. Knowledge is one of the few investments that always pays dividends. Ride every day. Listen carefully, ask thoughtful questions, study successful people, analyze your mistakes. Observe patterns, remain teachable. The more you learn, the more valuable you become. Your income often reflects the value you consistently provide. Increase your knowledge, improve your skills, strengthen your communication, expand your problem-solving abilities, and your value naturally rises. This is why personal development should never end. Some people stop learning after formal education. Others make education a lifelong habit. Years later, the difference between those two groups becomes dramatic. Never confuse education with learning. Education may end when you leave school. Learning should continue until your final day. Another powerful habit involves protecting your focus. We live in a world filled with constant distractions. Notifications compete for your attention. Endless entertainment invites procrastination. Opinions from others attempt to influence your direction. Focus has become one of the rarest and most valuable abilities. The ability to concentrate deeply on meaningful work without distraction gives you an extraordinary advantage over those constantly interrupted. Train yourself to finish what you start. Complete important tasks before checking unnecessary messages. Protect uninterrupted periods for thinking. Your greatest ideas often appear during moments of deep concentration. Remember that scattered effort produces scattered results. Concentrated effort produces remarkable achievements. There is also tremendous power in surrounding yourself with excellence. Human beings naturally absorb the attitudes, beliefs, and expectations of those around them. If everyone in your environment complains constantly, negativity begins feeling normal. If everyone avoids responsibility, excuses become acceptable. If everyone settles for average performance, ambition slowly disappears. But spend enough time with disciplined, optimistic, growth-oriented individuals, and something remarkable happens. Their standards become contagious. You begin thinking differently. You begin expecting more from yourself. You become uncomfortable with mediocrity. This is why choosing your environment is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Strategic relationships that challenge your thinking. Spend time with individuals whose accomplishments inspire you. Learn from mentors who have already achieved what you hope to accomplish. If you cannot spend time with them personally, spend time with their books, interviews, speeches, and teachings. Your mind cannot always distinguish between direct experience and repeated exposure. Fill it with wisdom. As your goals become larger, remember another critical truth. Confidence follows evidence. Many people wait to feel confident before acting. Successful individuals understand that confidence grows through repeated action. Every completed task becomes evidence that you can succeed. Every difficult conversation handled professionally increases confidence. Every presentation delivered improves confidence. Every obstacle overcome strengthens confidence. Confidence is earned, not wished into existence. Stop waiting until fear disappears. Acts despite fear. Each courageous action weakens fear's influence over your life. Eventually, activities that once terrified you become ordinary because repeated experience changes your perception. Think back to something that once seemed impossible but now feels routine. Perhaps driving a car, speaking before a group, learning new technology, or handling difficult responsibilities. The activity didn't change. You changed. That same transformation awaits every challenge currently intimidating you. Another lesson worth remembering is that perfection is the enemy of progress. Too many dreams die because people become trapped seeking flawless execution. They delay starting because conditions aren't perfect. They postpone launching because everything isn't ready. They keep editing instead of publishing. They keep planning instead of building. Meanwhile, someone else with less talent but greater willingness to act moves ahead. Progress always beats perfection. You can improve something after it exists. You cannot improve something that never begins. Allow yourself to be a beginner. Every expert was once inexperienced. Every master once struggled. Every champion once finished last. There is no shame in starting small. The only shame is allowing fear of imperfection to prevent you from beginning. As you continue pursuing your goals, remember to measure progress carefully. What gets measured gets improved. Track your actions. Remark your results. Review your performance honestly. Celebrate improvement without ignoring weaknesses. Successful individuals regularly evaluate themselves because they understand that awareness creates improvement. Ask yourself at the end of each week, what did I accomplish? What distracted me? What lessons did I learn? What can I improve next week? Simple questions like these gradually transform average performance into excellence. Finally, understand that your greatest competition is not another person. It is the previous version of yourself. Someone else's success does not reduce your opportunities. Someone else's achievement does not limit your potential. Life is not a race against the people beside you. It is a daily commitment to becoming stronger, wiser, more disciplined, and more effective than you were yesterday. Wake each morning determined to improve one area of your life. Learn one new idea. Strengthen one valuable skill. Complete one important task. Encourage one person. Solve one meaningful problem. Those seemingly ordinary victories accumulate into an extraordinary life. Years from now, people may look at your achievements and assume you were naturally gifted or unusually fortunate. They may never see the early mornings, the late nights, the sacrifices, the disappointments, the repeated failures, the disciplined routines, and the quiet determination that made those achievements possible. That is perfectly acceptable. Success has never required recognition. It only requires persistence. Keep moving when progress feels slow. Keep learning when others become complacent. Keep believing when circumstances seem uncertain. Keep improving when others settle. Keep working when applause is absent. Because every disciplined day is adding another brick to the foundation of your future, and there will come a moment when everything you've been building in silence rises high enough for the world to notice. By then, you will understand something that only achievers truly appreciate. The greatest reward was never the trophy, the title, the wealth, or the recognition. It was becoming the kind of person who could earn those things through discipline, integrity, relentless effort, and an unshakable commitment to never stop growing.